Hello and welcome back to the Villa View for Fan Cams to get the views of the fans after drawing 1-1 with Leeds United at home. Let's go and see what the fans think.
We were lucky not to concede, but second half they played well. They got a pretty lucky goal, but we poor defending. But we were lucky to get the penalty.
Got out of jail then, to say.
Yes, ref didn't see it at all. Linesman called it, and for once he had his glasses on.
Well, I think Steve Bruce needs to get a free jail card. We could have easily lost that 2-1. I don't know what Amavi was doing there with that back, just hoof it. Got back, could have won it, could have lost it, but I think 1-1's a fair result. I would have took it beforehand. I was saying to everybody at home, work, everywhere here, I was going to take a draw, and we got it. And it wasn't the best performance, but we'll take it.
Leeds could have taken multiple opportunities they got and could have put us to bed, really. Jedinak, I don't know what to say about him because he's got good games, he's got bad games, and it seems recently it's more bad. Today his touch is all over the place, he's passing the ball away, so I don't know in January whether we need to look for another centre mid maybe. I definitely need a new right back on the cards as well. I mean, I love Alan Hutton for all the heart he's putting in, but again, it's just he's not there technically wise, and he's getting a bit too old to be making them runs up the wing and not getting back anymore. We
were showing a lot of fight, a lot of passion, and I think that's what we need every week really. We were desperate to get that equaliser. I mean, you could tell by the way Villa were playing towards the end. We were getting more desperate, but we weren't letting it get to our heads, and I think the ability to have that fight to come back, it just shows what a team we have, and I think we're very lucky to have a better team than last season.
Today we were poor, and we got out of jail, didn't we really?
Yeah, I just want to point out I was backing the Villa all the way for a win. Behind the camera or not, I thought we were going to come in and absolutely slaughter them today. But no, we were awful today. We were absolutely awful. That is the worst performance I've seen from the Villa this season, and that's saying something. Jedinak was completely off it. He was getting sent to the shop, and every time he got near the ball. But Leeds are a good team. Leeds are a really good team, and that is a good result for us. That is a really good result. So there's positives and negatives. I think it's the right time going into January for additions to that team because we were poor today.
I came today and I was just looking at Jedinak and I was just thinking, I don't know what his purpose was in the middle. He was just obviously you need to contain the game, but he wasn't. I didn't think he was providing anything for that team whatsoever. Kodjia was trying to do his thing, but the team needs to be with him. If no one's with him, what we're going to do this season? We need to get promotion. Obviously, we're trying to get into the playoffs, but it's hard. You need to work in the championship. That's what I want to say.
When Adoma came on today, you really saw a difference. And I think, like my dad said, if he'd have come on maybe 10 minutes earlier, we were close at the end. We might have pushed for a winner, but when we've gone 1-0 down, we'll take the draw.
Joined by Tom again. It's cold again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts on today?
It was okay. The team wasn't as very solid as I thought on Burton. It was a very good game, and it was a good penalty. Everyone was like handball, and I was like, alright. I just love being at Villa Park.
I think we struggled to control the midfield. I think it's just, I don't agree with the team selection. I thought Adoma should have started. We had no outlet on the right. I mean, Bakuna and AU as our wingers never ever work. AU's too lazy in Bakuna. Got a great set piece delivery, but he offers very little else. I just thought we were very lucky to get a point in the end.
I've said Bruce has nursed this side through to now, but now it's become quite obvious now how much we need to do now, though, in January, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very obvious. I mean, he's worked well with what he's got, but I think once Bruce has had his way in January, brought the players in that he wants, and things will start picking up again. But if you want to be getting playoffs and stuff like that, these are the teams we need to be putting away, really. We can get 1 point here and there from the big teams, but they're the ones you need to beat.
Midfield, definitely midfield. Jedinak is dying on his legs there. He barely lasted 70 minutes, and that's basically our midfield. Bakuna's coming into it, he's getting better and better each game, but I would definitely like to see some legs round Jedinak because he definitely needs it.
I know there's been rumours about Jordan Rhodes, I'm not sure about that, but hasn't really seemed to work for him at Middlesbrough. But definitely midfield. Probably need one or two midfielders, to be honest, even though he seemed to have a lot of players. Jedinak looked really, really poor today. First touch wasn't good, his distribution was pretty poor as well, to be honest.
I'm not convinced by Bunn. I don't know what the situation with Galini is, whether he's going to go or whether Bruce just doesn't fancy him. So that might be an area to look at as well. And then also depending on outgoings up front as well, because if we've got Rudy leaving, striker might be needed as well, I reckon. But yeah, midfield's priority.
Obviously central midfield. We've got Tishy Bowler, but he just can't get in the side. We need an energetic up and down player and a creative midfielder as well, because we've got Grealish, but I hope his injury's not bad because he went off today and he's our only real threat that like brings the ball forward and creates gaps in the defence.
I was saying to the guy behind me, we need someone kind of like a CDM, kind of like Baker, who will just head anything and get anything away, doesn't mind getting hurt. Because I think Westwood is, don't get me, he's all right on his day, but he hasn't had many of those days this season. Jedinak is, I don't know what's going on with him in the past 2 games, I really don't. But yeah, midfield is somewhere we need to really strengthen up. We need kind of like a creative midfielder and a really hard-hitting CDM more than anything.
And that's your January wish list then?
Oh yeah, my January, yeah, and a girlfriend probably. Like, maybe a winger, someone like a Dome, because he was our best player. He was our best player out there. But yeah, CDM, Cam, winger, girlfriend.
One of them you might struggle with. Not going to say which one. Cardiff next. How are you seeing that going?
I think we should be able to beat Cardiff. If we don't, I'll be very disappointed. But again, it just depends which Villa team turn up, really. You know, it could be a good team, it could be a bad team, so we'll have to see.
You know, you've got to be hopeful for another win away from home. It'd be nice to get a third one, but like you said, it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be it's difficult wherever you go. So if they turn up, we've got to have a chance. But you know, it depends what Villa side shows up.
Hopefully we'll win, but Warnock is tough to beat, and he sets teams up not to be beaten. So hopefully we'll get a win.
Gonna have to play ugly football, I reckon, in that game. Like players like Gested and just knock it up to him, a bit like we did at home. I mean, they've got Gunnarsson, the midfield, who I rate highly, who just wins everything. He causes threats, his long throw-ins and all that stuff. So we've got to defend against that, and hopefully we should have a new keeper by that time as well. Maybe come for crosses and stuff like that, and just help us out big time.
I think it is a must-win, but yeah, I'm not sure. It's another tough game. A lot of tough games in this league though, lots of scrappy games, lots of tough teams to play.
So I've been asked to ask you, how did you find the chips and curry sauce?
I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. Really great. Grealish is a 10 out of 10, for sure.
What did you think of the actual game?
It was good actually, quite tense. Started off good and then they kind of fell off a bit, but pulled it back-ish, by default.
So if I asked you who's your best man today, it's Grealish?
Well, it was, but he went off. Didn't see as much airtime as I was hoping, but I mean, it was got to be Kodjia, but he's playing by himself really at the minute, isn't he? So, but it's still Grealish, it's number one.
Lovely, thank you.
No worries.
So that's the views of the fans today. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like below. And however, instead of my usual ending, I've got a little bit of an announcement to make. It's likely that you're watching this video on the day it's uploaded, Friday the 30th of December. Today happens to mark the exact date the Villa View was founded 1 year ago. To celebrate our first year on YouTube, we're uploading a video to look back on the last 12 months. If you're watching this video before 5 PM today, please check back later to watch our 1 year special. However, if you happen to be watching this video after 5 PM or in the future, maybe you're watching this at some point in 2017. If so, there is an annotation on screen right now for you to watch the video. For all you early viewers, there will only be one video choice showing at the moment, so please come back to the channel this evening. Thank you. Up the Villa.